What's up, my friend? We're going to talk about 3 ways you can make money on the internet if you have a local business. My name is Joshua Latimer. This is the War Plan Briefing. I had a local business for years, but then I started a software company and did all this other stuff. And look, if you're a small family business owner and you love God and you love country and you love capitalism, you're my people and I want to help you go faster. Here's what I'm not saying in this video, just to be really clear up front. I am not saying that you should get distracted from your core business and go chase rabbits. That's not what I'm saying. There's a great book by a guy named Gary Keller. He's a founder of Keller Williams Realty, and the name of the book is The One Thing. And in the very first pages of that book, there's a Russian proverb. Did you know that Russians had proverbs? That's kind of crazy. And it says, if you chase 2 rabbits, you'll catch neither one. So I don't want this to distract you, but at the same time, I get so many questions. I mean, lots of legit questions from people looking for more income for lots of reasons. Number one, a lot of local businesses have a seasonal revenue cycle. It might be normal for you to not make any money for 20 weeks out of the year or for 16 weeks out of the year. And there's things that can be put in place. There's simple things you can start learning about now that can set you up for the future. Another reason you might want to consider this is if you know that your local business is not your forever business, then you need to start accumulating the skill sets you're going to need now to enter into a more leveraged type of business model. Because here's the truth. I'm just going to level with you, okay? If you are a maniac tunnel vision builder, just stay focused on your business, build your $100 million local national chain, and you'll be good, right? But for most people, they don't want to do that. And one thing I notice is when they get to about $1 million to $5 million, right in there, they want to sell. They want to go do something else. They want location independence, and working on the internet is very difficult, much more than people make it out to sound, but you can do it from anywhere in the world. It's also just a different vehicle. It's a different economics. If running a local business is like riding a bike, doing it correctly on the internet is like driving a car compared to a bike in terms of how much money you can make, how much impact you can make, how fast you can grow it, what the margins are. There's a lot of reasons people go make money on the internet. But again, I don't want you to get distracted, think that you can watch this video and go buy 15 Shopify courses and then beat your head against the wall for a year while your core business falls apart. I don't want that. So hammer your nail all the way into the board. Get yourself to a place of stability here in this hand so that you can enter in over here. Or maybe for now, you just start learning and educating yourself. So, okay, here's what I want to start out with. There's a massive trend happening globally that has been happening for a while. It's called decentralization. And I'm not really talking about cryptocurrency. I'm talking about a macroeconomic trend. It's like an industry-changing trend, and it's a big deal, and it's in your favor. Think about companies like Airbnb. Airbnb is decentralized hotels. For years and years, for all of human history, you had to have a big piece of real estate and you had to build all these rooms and operate this business with really low margins to be in the hospitality business. With Airbnb, you don't. You can have one house and be in the hospitality business. But not only that, you don't even have to own a house to be in the hospitality business, because some people will let you lease their house with a subleasing clause in it. Not everybody does, but some do. And then you can put their thing on Airbnb and they call it Airbnb arbitrage. Is your head exploding? I'm sure you've heard of these things. But that's one example. Another one is Uber. Uber is decentralized taxis. Taxi companies were like the mafia back in the day. They had these taxi medallions in New York City, and you pay millions of dollars for some of these medallions, which gives you the right to have taxis in this certain geographical area. And they controlled, their areas like drug lords or something. Uber came in and just dropped a hand grenade in the entire business model of taxis permanently. And it's not just those 2 things. It's happening in every industry you can imagine. And another example is education itself. Education is massively decentralized, and it's still early. It's still early. You, person watching this, you have knowledge in your brain that you could monetize online if you knew the steps, if you knew how to play the game. And people are not going to college like they used to. The significance and importance of getting a college degree is rapidly deteriorating, right? Not only do people not want to send their kids to woke universities that are going to indoctrinate them with garbage, but they also don't want to strap their kids with $100,000 in debt to get a piece of paper that's really worthless, because the employers themselves care way less about college degrees in most fields than they ever have, and it's just exponentially going down. I've seen interviews with Elon Musk saying, I don't give a crap if you got a college degree, right? Can you sling the code? Do you know how to do it? Are you a super smart, hard worker? Cool, you're in, right? And that's true for so many industries. And as I watch this happen, It makes me excited for little businesses, because with your local business, you have some constraints on you. You have the local area that you serve, right? There's only so big of an area you can drive around to. And then you need a bunch more capital if you want to open a second location in another city. And that's difficult, right? With online business models, there's so much more elasticity. There's so much more room on the canvas to paint your picture, so to speak. So I'm going to give you a couple rough ideas, but I just want to encourage you to understand that even if your business is a little bit stuck or it's seasonal, there are things you can do. It starts with your brain, though. You got to level up your mindsets and your skill sets. You got to know stuff, but it's not that hard. It's not. You can do it, okay? Here's the first thing you can do. Very obvious, you can have a physical products business. These are great. They're the easiest things to sell on the internet, pretty much, is selling a physical widget or gizmo or gadget. I've only done e-commerce one time. My family and I built one product. You should totally check it out. It's called the Kid War Plan. You can go to kidwarplan.com, and it's a physical 90-day journal for kids that teaches kids entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial principles. And it teaches them, what faith is and character is. It teaches them the difference between money and currency. It teaches them investing, economics, finance, and government ideas. It teaches them all the stuff that their school should be teaching them, but conveniently leaves out, right? And so if you read the copy at kidwarplan.com, it's a little bit politically charged. All of that's on purpose to split the room so we can make sales. And it's a physical handmade book, and it's an amazing product. It was a giant pain in the butt to get this book produced. I'm not going to lie. It took forever. It was expensive, and it was terrible. But I did this project with my kids to teach them you can invent something out of thin air, do hard work, put it on the internet, and make money while you're doing other things. It's the craziest thing. I got to tell you, when you have your phone and it dings at you and you made $97, and then it dings again and you made $164, and then it dings again, you made another $231. It's insane what happens because they go buy our book. Then we upsell them an app that we made. Some people take it, some people don't. And so all day long, I can see the Stripe account just going ding, 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 right? And so I'm showing my kids and teaching them like what's possible so they can think bigger. I mean, it's crazy. Now, we didn't do that particular business as like a core business for us. It was truly to teach our kids responsibility. Our kids would ship every order out and put stickers in the books. It like blew up. We kept running out of them. The current biggest problem we have with that e-commerce business is we can't keep them in stock. And all in all, it took about a year, but we sold those books in all 50 states plus 19 countries, about $1 million worth of books. Can you believe that? It's crazy. And it's all happening while we're sleeping and all this stuff. Now, there's hard work on the front end, but e-commerce is something you can look into. With another physical product business you can do, though, you can sell things locally. You can flip things on eBay. You can use Facebook Marketplace to make money. You can actually go to websites like Alibaba and you can buy not a bunch of plastic junk from China, but you could buy like a semi-truckload full of go-karts and resell them locally. You can get them for a couple $100 a piece and sell them for $650 a piece. There's so much opportunity. It's insane, even locally, but physical products is a category of one way to make money on the internet. Drop shipping is another one, but that one's kind of not as good in my opinion, but that's where you can sell someone else's product and they ship it. Affiliate marketing is another way to do it. But anyway, that's the first bucket. The second way you can make money on the internet is through a service. So if you do have downtime throughout the week, or you have downtime in the winter and you want more income, think about the skills you already have that are transferable to another business owner. Maybe you're really good at bookkeeping and you could offer a service through the internet to other businesses all over the country, and you could get a handful of clients and make extra money. It's very viable. You're not going to make $10 million doing that, but you could easily make an extra $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month if you worked at it. You can hire virtual assistants and you can engage in what's called labor arbitrage. So if you can build a system, maybe it's reaching out to people on LinkedIn and sending a message for this other business, right? And you do this business and then you hire some virtual assistants and train them on how to do it. And they're paying you $1,000 a month and you're paying your team $500 a month, and you can create margin that way. So when you look at the internet as a whole, it's just people. The difference is that there's leverage behind it, because you can sell your stuff, whether it's a service or the Kid War Plan book or whatever. I can sell it to someone in Washington, even though I lived in Michigan, right? So that's something to think about. And then the third category, which I want to spend the most time on, is it's digital products. Digital products are great because there's no cost of delivery. It's still difficult to create a good digital product, but it's something you can do for like no money to get started. Where you got to start in your head is you got to ask yourself, what thing do I already know that's pretty valuable to someone else, right? It's a very broad question. And most small companies, because their mindset is like, I'm not that smart, I don't know how to do it, I didn't make $1 million, they accidentally dismiss all the expertise that they have. There's tons of stuff that you know. In fact, when it comes to a digital product, you don't need to be, Jeff Bezos or Russell Brunson to sell stuff on the internet. You only need to be 1 chapter or 2 chapters ahead of the person that you're helping. So if you're a $200,000 a year business in a certain industry, you can help all the people with $50,000 businesses that are just getting started do something. This is what decentralization means. Where is the guy with the little $50,000 broken, sprinkler business? Where's he supposed to go to learn how to change his quote form so that his average ticket doubles, right? You probably already figured that out. And so this could be a digital product for you. And it's something to think about, and you don't give yourself enough credit. Another thing I want to, this is a teaching point, share with you is when you're selling a digital product on the internet, what you're really selling to people is a result. You're selling a QER, quantifiable end result. That's what's for sale. And I heard that phrase from Dan Henry. He's a genius. So shout out to you, Dan. But that's really what's for sale. So the guy that pays you $200 for your template, for your quote thing or whatever, what he's buying is a bigger average ticket. He's buying the result that your digital product will deliver him. That's what it feels like in his brain, right? And so when you're creating a digital product, we want to get way in the weeds on all the little features of it. Hey, you're going to get 3 versions, and it has 5 lines on it, and it's 2 colors, and it comes in blue and green, and we talk about our product and no one will buy it. The only thing you need to talk about when you're selling digital products is the result that it delivers. Click here to buy this form, which will double your average ticket, or it'll increase your average ticket by 32% or whatever. Because you're taking people from Pain Island, making 50 grand, totally broken stock, and your little digital product is like a bridge that moves them over to slightly less Pain Island. Or it moves them, if you want to make a lot of money, you take them from Pain Island all the way over to Pleasure Island, right? Now you can make millions of dollars. Another thing you can do with your expertise in your off season is you can build groups. There's a guy in one of my programs named Caden who's just a stud, and he is wanting to do a bunch of digital marketing stuff. He's really smart. And the first thing I suggested he do is start a group. And he started a Facebook group, and in about 6 months, it grew to like 5,000 members. That's something you can do too. So you could build a group around your template or around the thing that the expertise that you have, and you can begin this process of learning the game, of monetizing your own expertise, right? And I'm happy to talk more about that on this channel. I do have a lot of people that are interested in this. Maybe they want to sell their business because it's not their forever business. They want a second income. Whatever the case is, like if this is a good fit for you and you promise you're not getting distracted, I'm happy to teach these things. We haven't even scratched the surface. You can make a lot of money with your brain using the internet. So, hey, if this is helpful, you got to comment or I won't know. And if I don't see a lot of feedback, I'll know, they don't want me to make that kind of stuff. So if you want, then you got to make your case, and I can make a lot more stuff like this. I appreciate you being here. Take care. God bless.